Listen, Anthony, I know you just walked into that hotel with some woman. I literally just saw you. Our child is about to be born soon. Don't you know that? What are you doing?
Huh? Oh, Monique, for God's sake, what do you want now?
I'm sure you know that my gynecologist is really close by, don't you? I'm 100% sure I just saw you with a woman.
Oh, now that you mention it, it is close, huh? I guess I was a bit careless with that one.
That woman, if I remember correctly, she's the front desk lady at our workplace, isn't she? She started working with us right before I went on maternity leave. Juliana?
Damn, you even know who she is? Yeah, it's true. I didn't expect you to actually know who she was just by seeing us through your hospital window. Me and my sweet Julie are head over heels in love with each other. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced before.
Excuse me? You're not even trying to hide it? You're acting like you don't even care that I found out?
Well, I mean, I was hiding it until now, but now that you found out, what's the use? I don't have the energy to pretend it's not true. That just means I can date Julie freely from now on. I don't have to be sneaking out of the house every night anymore. Sounds like a good deal to me.
What? You've been sneaking out of the house?
Whew, it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I didn't think I'd feel so relieved after being found out like that. I thought it would be more scary. The more I think about it, the more I feel like I should have gotten found out sooner. If I knew it would feel this good, I would have told you myself.
I have no idea what you've been saying for the past 10 minutes. I'm so confused. I'm angry at you. Did you realize? You're the absolute worst for blatantly cheating on your pregnant wife. How could you even think of doing such a thing?
What? Do you know your place? You know why we got married in the first place, and you're still saying crap like this?
What? What do you mean my place?
I married you so that you could gain the status of next company president's wife, and also so that you could have a kid. We already know that the kid is a boy, so if we get divorced, I'll automatically get custody of him because he'll be the next in line for company president after me. Which means that if we don't get a divorce, you'll be stripped away from the baby you oh so painfully gave birth to, and then you'll be all alone.
What are you talking about?
Your parents at home are so terrible. You might as well not have parents at all. Don't you agree? You haven't spoken to them in years. Do they even remember who you are? So you should just shut up and know your place. You wouldn't have anywhere to go if it weren't for me. You're not in the position to be talking back to me.
I still have no idea what you're saying. It just sounds like you got the wrong idea about a whole lot of things.
And you're still talking back to me? You must not want this marriage to continue any longer. You want a divorce or what? You don't, do you? If I divorced you, you'd be in quite the pickle, wouldn't you? If you want to keep your life the way it is, I suggest you stop talking back to me.
So I'm getting the feeling that you don't want me to talk to you at all, so I'll leave you alone for now. Plus, if I keep talking to you, I feel like I'm gonna go crazy. So this chat can end here.
Yeah, good. You're finally understanding things. Tonight, me and my Julie are going to be making passionate love straight up until morning, and then I'll be going straight to work from the hotel. So, I hope you know that, and don't cross the line with me ever again, or else you know what will happen. Hey, Monique, you took maternity leave, right? Both to give birth and raise the baby?
Yes? Why?
Okay, cool. That means you're out of a job starting today. You don't have to worry about coming back anymore.
What? What do you mean I lost my job? I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, think about it this way. If you come back to work, you'll see my sweet Julie and get jealous, and you might beat her up or something. Plus, if I take your job from you from now, I'll probably be less likely to call for a divorce. This way, you'll have less of a reason to go against me. You'll be powerless.
You don't even have the authority to do something like that, do you? Who are you trying to scare?
What are you talking about? I'm the next president of the company. I'm next in power to the current president. Even the guys at HR listen to what I say. Oh yeah, guess what? Julie's coming to live with us starting tomorrow. I've already added her to the lease. I can't wait to start living with her.
What? What are you even talking about?
You can just be the live-in housekeeper, okay? You better not tell her otherwise. You know what will happen if you do. And you also better be grateful that I'm letting you stay in the first place. I can kick you out on the street anytime I want, but I won't because I'm a decent person.
This kind of stress cannot be good for the baby. I'm ending the conversation here. I'm done.
Okay, great. There's no way you'd disobey me now. I'm glad you finally understand. That's all you needed to do. Oh, yeah, before I forget, for you to stay in my house, I was thinking of having you sign a contract to stay as my housekeeper, but let's just fill out some divorce papers instead. So if you ever think to disobey me, all I have to do is turn those bad boys in and it's a done deal. Isn't that perfect? I'll just pick up the divorce papers on my way home from the public office, so if you don't want to get a divorce, you'd best fill them out. No complaining. Yo, Monique, where did you go? How are you gonna be Julie and mine's housekeeper but not do any chores around the house? What are you thinking?
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm incredibly close to giving birth. The doctor said it can be any time this week.
Okay, and what's your point? If you think I'm gonna let a mere housekeeper like yourself talk up to me, you've got another thing coming. Don't think I'm gonna go easy on you just because you're about to give birth or whatever. Get your butt home and finish these chores. A wife is supposed to take care of her husband at all times. You can't be slacking off like this. And you better be thankful that I'm still even calling you my wife. Do you want a divorce or what?
What do you mean? I thought we already got a divorce, though.
What? Are you stupid? What are you saying? I won't believe anything you say anyways. You're an unemployed housewife. If we get a divorce, you'll be left wandering on the side of the road. I know you don't want that to happen.
What do you mean? You're the one who came up to me with filled out divorce papers and told me to fill them out too. Even when I asked if I could submit them, you just said submit them if you dare. So I took that as a yes. So I went to the public office and submitted them. You didn't say I couldn't, so...
Wait, are you being serious? You've got to be joking with me right now. Oh my god, the divorce papers I left on the shelf aren't there. Are you seriously saying you submitted them? You did that without my permission?
Yes, I already said that. And like I said before, you basically told me I could. But I don't know why you're so pressed about this. Doesn't this just mean that you can go ahead and marry your precious Julie now? Good for you.
Wait, you'll regret this, and when you come crawling back to me, it'll be too late.
What is there to regret? I'd so much rather get a divorce and be a single mother than be a stupid housekeeper for my cheating husband and his girlfriend. I'd be out of my mind to choose to stay with you anyways. I've just been waiting for the perfect opportunity to get you out of my life. The opportunity finally showed up, so I took it.
What did you say? How dare you?
By the way, the custody of a child who's born after a divorce goes to the mother by default. So there's that too.
What? Are you being for real now? I don't care about the divorce. Just leave the boy with me. I need him more than you do. You can't even go back to your parents' house. Plus, you're an unemployed housewife. There's no way you'd be able to raise a child by yourself. I won't allow a selfish, unemployed woman such as yourself to do as she likes with my company heir.
Listen, it sounds like you're just trying to say random stuff to sound cool, but it's just really pathetic and lame. Nothing you ever say makes any sense.
What did you just say?
You know, for your information, I'm not unemployed, and even before the divorce, I was never the next company president's wife.
Huh? What are you talking about? I told HR that you were being fired. HR always listens to me. I'm the next president of the company, and you were my wife. So that makes you the next company president's wife, doesn't it? There's no mistaking that.
Goodness sake, even if you were the next president, that still doesn't give you the authority that HR has. I'd expect you to know at least that much. Who even told you that you were the next president, huh? Or did you just assume that you would be?
Huh? Well, my father was the president until he passed away, so my mother is the current president. Doesn't that automatically make me next in line? I'm their only son.
I see. That's what you've believed this whole time, huh? That's very interesting.
Yeah, so what? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong in my logic.
You know, when my maternity leave is over, I'll be coming to work. But more importantly, I'm the next president.
What?
A lot of people around the office already know. What, you haven't heard?
You've been let go, so how on earth could you be the next president? Tell me how that would make sense. Are you dumb or something?
You keep saying I was fired, but nobody else at work seems to think so.
Huh? What are you talking about? I told them to fire you.
Okay, if you don't believe me, then you can go ask the current president, your mother.
What? My mother? I don't need to ask her anything. I'm positive I told HR to fire you.
I still think you should ask her. She's right here beside me reading this conversation. I can switch her over if you want.
Wait, what? Why is she with you?
Well, I'm with her. I've been staying in her apartment for a bit.
Okay, but why?
She told me that I could stay with her if I needed to. She seems to understand our situation, if you get what I mean.
What? You snitched on me and Julie? Why would you do something like that?
Of course I'd tell her. First of all, you've been telling me all these awful things, and she noticed I wasn't acting like myself. I ended up spilling everything. Considering this, she thought about the precious company that her husband left behind to her. There's no way she could trust it to someone like you. You've been fooling around with the front desk lady doing whatever, and you still think you're fit enough to be the next president?
Wait.
She told me herself she'd never allow an unfaithful fool like you to take advantage of her precious company. Or me, the mother of her grandchild.
There's no way. Wait.
You absolute idiot! What the hell is wrong with you? I didn't raise you to be such a moron!
Mom?
Who told you that you'd be the next president, huh? Where did you get that from? Our company's been working with the merit system since the beginning. Everything is based on hard work.
Oh, really? Then why did you turn out to be the second president then, huh? When Dad died, I was still in school, so didn't you just become president as a placeholder until I got old enough?
The reason why I became president was because when I was still an employee, I was achieving amazing results and everybody at the company recognized my true talent and hard work. Can you understand that, you foolish imbecile?
Okay, fine, whatever. But what about Monique? Why is she the next president and not me? There's no way she's that great of an employee.
Ah, yes, of course. She's an outstanding employee, which was quite difficult to find in these past few years.
Outstanding? That's a pretty strong word. We're still talking about Monique, right? What's so outstanding about her?
You know the system that was implemented throughout the whole company 3 years ago, right?
Huh? Oh, do you mean the really simple but super effective system that allowed us to achieve 0 overtime costs in one go?
That's the one. In case you didn't know, the one who introduced the idea and saw it through to fruition was none other than Monique. It was all thanks to her knowledge and talent.
You're kidding. Monique did all that? Why didn't I know that?
That's not all either. A lot of our business partners and clients look up to her, and she's quite respected and trusted by all of our employees. She's contributed a considerable amount to her company, and frankly, she's perfect to be the next company heir.
I can't believe this.
I know you two ended up getting married because you both were childhood friends, but that has nothing at all to do with our decision in naming her as the next president.
Well, what about me? I've been working hard so I can become the next president too, you know? What about all of my hard work?
Working hard or hardly working? Tell me, just what have you been working hard on?
Huh? Of course I've been working hard on a lot of things too.
I want you to tell me what you've contributed to this company. What have you achieved? Tell me everything and be specific.
Well...
Nothing comes to mind, does it? Even something as simple as filling in data on the computer. You type with 2 fingers like you've never used a computer in your life.
That doesn't have to do with anything.
I guess it was a mistake on my part for taking you into work with us after you failed all those job interviews. I just felt bad because you looked so pathetic.
Pathetic? A mistake?
I hired you because I figured you'd be able to get us average results at the very least, but you betrayed me in the absolute worst way.
Huh?
You would take one of the company cars without permission and sneak out with Juliana from the front desk doing heaven knows what, all while still being clocked in. Isn't that right?
Wait, no.
And even when you were in the building, you would reserve a meeting room, bring her inside, and lock the doors, wouldn't you? I love how you didn't think we would find out about this.
I never did that.
Really? You must have forgotten about it because all of our company cars are fitted with dashboard camera recorders. Also, every room inside the building has security cameras. We have clear as day footage of you two doing all manner of indecency, sound and all.
What? Why would anyone watch the security camera footage?
In case you didn't know, we hire people specifically to watch the camera footage every day, just in case. So it goes without saying how we discovered this.
What? I thought those cameras were just there for show. I didn't know anyone actually looked at them. What the hell, man?
What's the point of having these high quality and expensive security cameras set up in every room if we weren't going to check them? Just the mere fact that you have this way of logic and thinking, there's no way you would ever become president. Goodness gracious, just whatever did I do wrong in raising you? Hurt as this feels like it's my fault. It sure is depressing to think about.
Mom, no, it's not your fault.
Oh well, anywho, putting all of that aside, there's something else I need to tell you. It's very important, so pay attention. Anthony, Juliana, you both are fired.
No way. Where did that come from? Isn't that going a bit too far? That's way too harsh.
Under normal circumstances, I would have just recommended your resignation to HR mainly because of how useless you are. I know I've warned you about it a few times. But since all of this happened, I finally have a good reason to fire you without having to go through all of that.
What?
You've never improved at all in your work. Same goes for Juliana. She'd push all her duties onto the other ladies at the front desk and go out on her dates with you. It's only natural your laziness catches up with you both. I don't know why you're acting surprised.
Are you serious? I do remember hearing you say that you would tell HR to let me go, but I thought that was all just a joke because you're my mom. I thought I was going to be next president for sure.
Why would I joke about something like that? This is my job and I'm very serious about it. This isn't some circus.
There's no way this is happening right now. I don't want to be fired. Please, I want to be the next president.
Oh, stop acting like such a spoiled brat at your big age. I know you heard me say that you're not going to, and you never will. First of all, you need to take responsibility for being unfaithful to your wife. Therefore, allow me to introduce you to your new job, for Monique and my grandson's sake. You know Emerson, the civil engineering company. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Emerson?
The president of that company was your father's dear friend, and the two were really close right up until he passed.
Wait a minute. When you say the president of Emerson, you mean Christopher Rogers, right? Everyone knows and respects him, even gang leaders and members of the mafia. I heard about a time he had brandy on the porch with the superintendent of the police all night, talking about the different ways they plan to rehabilitate delinquents.
Ah yes, I think I've heard about that too. Isn't that a perfect place for your new job? I think it fits almost seamlessly.
No, please, anything but that.
They're even inviting Juliana to come work for them too. Isn't that kind of them? By the way, we've already discussed it with her parents. If your father were alive, I feel like he'd be delighted at the thought of his son and his best friend working together. What do you think?
No, wait a second.
I actually think it's almost about time that a representative from Emerson will be there to get you. Give my best to old Chris, would you? Tell him I said hi.
What?
I think you also might be receiving a request from Monica about child support and other compensation, so you better make sure that you pay them. I hope this will help you to understand the weight of your actions and how to take responsibility for them.
No way, man, I can't believe this is happening.
After that, a large van with the windows tinted pitch black came to pick Anthony and his girlfriend up. Both had terrified looks on their paled faces. I wish I could give an update on what kind of work they have Anthony doing, but that's apparently classified information. I'll admit, it does have me quite curious, but I've decided I'm going to stop worrying about him. I requested him to pay child support and alimony, and he decided to pay in installments. It seems that the way they spend their paychecks is monitored quite closely, so I'm glad to know that I'll be receiving my money in a timely and consistent manner. And after that, I safely gave birth to a healthy baby boy. I live with him in the same apartment building as my mother-in-law, but on a different floor. This is my first child, and I don't know a lot of things. So when it gets overwhelming, I'm really glad I can call on her for help since we live so close. She's always quite happy to help as well. When my maternity leave is up, I'll be returning to work, so I'll get quite busy with that and raising my child. My mother-in-law took this opportunity to create a daycare facility on the premises of our company, so I'm really thankful for that. This will be helpful to other employees who have young children as well. This increased motivation and workflow, so we've been doing a lot better than usual. From now on, I'll work hard for the company and for my son. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Hey there! Just checking, but is this Faith?
Who is this? And how did you get my number?
My name's Maria. I'm actually the one dating your husband.
What does that mean? I don't follow.
Wait, you're Nathan's wife, right? Uh-oh, did I accidentally message the wrong person?
No, I think you've got the right number. I just have no idea what you're talking about. My name is Faith, and my husband's name is Nathan.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Well, I'm not.
Oh yeah, I totally get that. I wouldn't be too excited either.
What do you mean by dating? My husband's been missing for the past 7 years. You do know that, right?
Oh yeah, he told me all about that. Ever since March of 2015, your husband has been gone, right? It was like he completely vanished into thin air.
Yes, that's correct. He suddenly disappeared one day, and all that was left was a note saying he was going on a trip to find himself. It also seemed like he had gotten rid of his phone, so I had no way to actually contact him. And no matter where I looked, I just couldn't find him. Yet you're suddenly messaging me saying you're dating him?
Well, Nathan was on his trip. Fate brought us together.
Oh yeah? How so?
You see, we met while I was trying to hike every mountain in California. And it was love at first sight. We've actually been living together for the past 5 years, by the way.
Are you serious?
Yep.
So, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt here. I want to believe that you had no idea he was married during those 5 years. And I'm guessing you recently found out, and that's why you decided to message me?
Huh? No, I knew all about that from the start.
Oh, wow. Never mind.
Yep, Nathan told me everything when we first met. About his marriage, about his trip to find himself. But none of that mattered to me. That's why we've been living together for 5 years now.
And you had no problem at all being with a married man? You didn't feel bad at all? Don't you have a conscience? A normal person would break it off. I can't believe he's been having an affair this whole time.
This isn't just an affair. Fate brought us together. This is true love.
You can say that despite knowingly being involved with a married man.
Yep, and that's why we've been living together, just like a married couple would. But last month, I found out that I was pregnant.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, don't worry, the kid is definitely his. Nathan was so happy. It brought him to tears.
Hold on a second. What the hell is going on? My husband was finally confirmed to be alive after 7 long years. But during that time, he's been living with his mistress? And to add insult to injury, his mistress just admitted to me that she's pregnant with his child? What's the point of even telling me about all this? What's your end goal here?
Oh, you really don't get it? I want you to get a divorce with him.
Oh, now it all makes sense.
That's right. Of course, Nathan's on board with it already. Since his child will be here soon, he probably felt like this needed to happen ASAP. He wants to formalize our marriage and live a happy life with me and our child. So please get divorced with him ASAP.
I would have never guessed he was off doing all of this. It didn't even cross my mind that something like this could even happen. I didn't think he was the type of person to do this.
Well, don't worry. Nathan's trip to find himself is finally over. He went out to find himself, but he found me instead. And as his ex-wife, I think you should be happy for him.
Why should I be happy for him?
Because he's getting everything he wanted. Everything he obviously wasn't getting while he was with you. He's finally having a child like he always wanted. I feel a little bad about suddenly asking you to divorce him, but this is just how things turned out. So I hope you understand and make things snappy.
I guess you're right. On one hand, I'm a little relieved he's alive and safe. On the other hand, I'm devastated this is what he was doing while he's been gone. And if he's happier with you, then please live a happy and loving life together.
Wowee! You're actually a pretty smart girl, huh?
Anyways, I'll let you know when I get everything processed for the divorce, okay? Bye. Hey, Jake. It's been a while. Are you free to chat for a bit?
Hey, Faith. I haven't heard from you in like forever. What's up?
Okay, so I've got a lot to say. To start, I finally found Nathan.
Wait, what? After 7 years, you finally found where my brother's been? So, that means he's alive, right? Well, where is he? Where did you find him?
Well, I don't know the exact location.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, some girl named Maria just texted me saying that she has been dating him. She said that they met after he disappeared and that they've been dating for the past 5 years.
Are you serious? That's what he's been doing?
And then she said that she's pregnant with his child. She also mentioned that they want to formalize their relationship and get married. So she wants me to start the divorce proceedings as soon as possible.
Wait, hold on a second. This is also insane to take in all at once. So basically, he was living a completely new life?
Yeah, that's right. It's like he didn't even care about how worried we all were. And that woman still dated him despite knowing that he was a married man. I feel like this is the plot of a movie.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we got thrown into the cast.
Well, whatever. I'm just glad to hear that he's okay. I still don't know exactly where he is right now, but I figured I'd let you know as soon as possible.
Thanks for keeping me in the loop. Just knowing that he's alive is enough for me. This is a lot for both of us, but it's a huge weight off my shoulders. I'm sure it is for you, too.
Yeah, no problem. You've done so much for me over these past 7 years. It was the least I could do. Plus, we spent so long looking for Nathan together.
Yeah, you're right. I guess next you should ask that girl some questions. Like where Nathan's actually at. If you can, try and get his number from her, too.
He definitely doesn't want us to know his number. Why else would he have his mistress message us instead of himself?
I guess things never change, huh? He's still a jerk.
Well, regardless, I'll try and see if I can get some information out of her. Or maybe we could figure out a way to get him to contact us instead.
Well, as long as you keep calm, you'll probably figure something out. I wonder when she's going to give birth, or if they'll have a legit wedding. She doesn't sound like the brightest person, so maybe she'll accidentally let something slip when bragging to you.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, if I find out anything, I'll let you know immediately.
You're taking too long! When are Nathan and I going to be able to get married? Hurry up and submit the divorce papers!
Sorry, since he's been missing for so long, it took a little longer than I expected. But perfect timing. I actually just got notified that the processing of the divorce papers have been completed.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so you two can get married or whatever now.
Yay! Thanks so much. Alrighty then. Guess I'll register us for marriage later today. And after that, we'll have to get all of our stuff packed to move into his old house.
You can't be serious. You know that's where I live, don't you?
Well, I heard something really interesting from Nathan. He told me he built the house you were living in all by himself. And you know what that means, right? The house is actually under his name.
So in other words, you're trying to kick me out of my own home just so you two can live in it together?
Yep. After all, a child needs a nice home to grow up in.
Not only are you trying to take my husband from me, you're also trying to take my home away from me too? Well, aren't you shameless?
I'm not shameless one bit. Actually, now that you mention it, you're the real shameless one. First you divorce him, then you try to continue living in his home.
What the hell do you mean?
Even if you wait patiently for the next 7 years, you don't have the right to live in that house anymore. After all, you're not his wife anymore. I am. So why don't you get out of my house, ex-wife?
You do know that this is my house, right? I have no right to live here? You must be truly confused. You two are the ones with no right to live here.
Oh yeah? How do you figure that?
But hey, a house this big is too much for me. I'm a generous person. I wouldn't mind moving out of here. But in return, I'll act as the landlord, and you two will pay me a monthly rent.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second to process this. What you're saying makes literally no sense. The house is under his name, right? And if that's the case, his ex-wife has no right to stay in his house, let alone ask us to pay for rent.
Oh, I must have forgotten to bring this little fact up. I've been pretty flustered lately due to recent events. While he was enjoying his life of absence, I changed whose name the house was under. Nathan was gone all this time and I had no idea if he'd be coming back or not. There were a lot of things in his name that I changed to mine. The house being one of them.
You can't be serious.
Do you know what happens when you file a missing persons report? Well, if someone is missing for 7 or more years, they're declared dead.
That's not true. I've never heard of something so stupid in my life. He's obviously not dead, though.
That doesn't matter anymore. What's done is done. I did exactly what the law instructed me to do. If they are declared dead, their assets and inheritance are distributed. Well, since I did divorce him, I'm not entitled to his inheritance. But you know who is? His little brother, Jake. And with his help, I was able to pay off the mortgage to the house. And that's how I was easily able to get the rights to the land and the property. So to summarize, the house is mine.
This can't be true. You're so selfish and mean. Even though he was still alive. I had no idea that stupid rule existed. If we had known, we would have gotten in touch with you much sooner.
You think we're selfish and mean? You're the one dating my husband and waving it all in my face. If he didn't want to be declared dead, he should have come out of hiding.
Hold on a second. Are you trying to blame us for this?
Blame you? For what you did? Yes, honey, I am. Thanks to you, I now know he's still alive. So after you contacted me, I decided to remove the missing persons report and reinstate him as alive. But it took much longer for them to process it than I was expecting. Sorry for making you wait so long.
Wait, so you withdrew it? So that means that everything you've said up until this point was just to tease me, right? Doesn't that just mean that you bought his house without his consent? So the house and the land will go back under his name.
Sorry to tell you this, but that won't work.
What? Why not?
Normally, the house and land would go back to the original owner, but if it is sold to a third party, then it can't be returned. Even better, I wasn't the one who requested a divorce, so none of it will be going back to the two of you. Anyways, feel free to get married whenever you two want, okay?
OMG! This isn't what we wanted to happen! This country is so stupid! Who thinks of rules like that? You're being way more cruel than I was.
All I can say is if he had come home sooner, he wouldn't have been declared dead. After all, it takes about 7 years from when someone goes missing for them to officially be declared dead.
Well, I didn't know that! That would mean that he was declared dead this year, wouldn't it?
Yep, that's right. That's what I meant when I said that he should have come out of hiding sooner.
I can't believe this. If only we had contacted you just a little bit sooner.
Hey, Faith, guess what? He finally did it! My brother finally messaged me.
Wait, did he really?
Seems like he's panicking after losing his property. I could tell from the way he was typing. He was sending texts at a mile a minute and every other word was spelled wrong. Thanks to that, I found out his number and where he's been living.
That's great to hear. I'm just glad I filed the missing persons report so soon after he disappeared. And I have to thank you as well for helping me buy the house.
It was my pleasure. Thanks to that, we finally got my brother to come out of hiding. Now, after so many years, we'll finally be rid of all of this.
This must have been really rough on you too, huh, Jake? Anyways, I'll help you with anything you need from now on. So just let me know if anything comes up.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start by wringing my brother dry.
Hey, Faith! What the hell does this mean? Nathan told me that his brother was demanding $120,000.
It's Nathan's own fault for trying to run away from his debts. So why don't you tell that lover of yours that this is all his fault? No one else's but his.
Well, Nathan didn't know why he was being asked for so much money. That's why I came to ask you.
What do you mean?
Nathan said he had no idea why his debt was so high. He did mention that he took out a loan before he disappeared, but that shouldn't have mattered. After all, he said the loan was only about $40,000. He said he didn't borrow $120,000.
After all these years, that $40,000 has appreciated to $120,000.
What does that mean?
Wait a second. He told you he took out a loan? Well, of course you'd say that. Yeah, there was no loan. You want to know where that came from? That was the money his parents saved up for his little brother Jake to go to college. Right before he left, Nathan got access to the account where the money was and wiped it clean.
He never told me that.
We didn't find out until after he was gone, but it looks like he stole that money to finance his trip. He completely ruined his brother's life. He was all set to go to college, but at the last minute, he had to drop out since he couldn't pay for it. Instead, he had to start working construction right out of high school.
Wait, are you telling the truth?
What benefit would I get out of lying? Just like he left a note for me, he left a note for Jake telling him he needed the money because he was divorcing me. He told him to keep it a secret. Jake just went along with it because there was literally nothing else he could have done. In reality, I'm assuming he was just blowing that cash on himself and then eventually you. It was only much later Jake and I got close and he obviously found out that we weren't divorced yet. That's the type of person who just knocked you up. Good luck with all of that.
I didn't know any of that.
Oh, you didn't expect that from the guy who walked out on his wife and started dating someone new while he was still technically married? Jake's been holding this grudge for the past 7 years.
So that's why Jake told Nathan that he owes him $120,000? No matter how angry he is, it's illegal to increase the loan from $40,000 to $120,000.
It's not illegal. In fact, the only thing that's illegal was Nathan taking the money. Jake's not doing anything wrong.
He didn't take that much.
I think Jake's giving his brother an ultimatum. Either he pays back the money he took plus interest, or he presses charges and goes to jail.
You're kidding.
Maria, did you not know? If you leave a loan without paying it, it'll rack up interest. There's the principal debt, the base interest rate, and the late payment fees. When you add all of that together, Jake figures it comes to about $120,000.
Whatever! He's just not going to pay that ridiculous amount. My child's going to be born soon, so how could this happen to us? We won't have a new home to live in, and now we owe $120,000? What are we going to do?
I don't care at all. You two fools chose this path. Well, whatever. Since you two are fated to be together, you'll figure something out.
How can you be so cold?
I'm glad that this was enough to put Nathan in a panic, though. Thanks to that, we finally know his number and where he lives. So now it's our turn to strike. We're going to pay the two of you back in full for all you've done to us.
What do you mean by the two of us? I didn't even know about the money that Nathan borrowed. I'm innocent. My only crime is loving him.
If you truly love someone, you'll do anything for them, right? After all, you're going to be his wife soon.
What the hell do you expect me to do? All I wanted was to live a happy life with him and our child.
All you've done is think about yourself. Do you have no empathy for what happened to his little brother? He was manipulated by the man you love. He had to break his back to get to where he is today because his future was ruined by his own brother. It's been 7 years.
and only recently has he found a company that he actually enjoys working for. But now he's having to work while also going to college. He has so much pressure on him to succeed.
How was I supposed to know about all of that? I just want to live happily with the person I love.
Of course you wouldn't know that because you don't spend a second thinking about anyone other than yourself and my stupid ex-husband. That's why I don't feel bad for making you two pay for what you've done. After all, you're the one who was having an affair with my husband. I have the right to press charges on you, just like I have the right to charge him.
Wait, stop. Please hold on a second.
You've known about this affair for over 5 years now. You might want to consult a lawyer soon, by the way.
Please hold on a second. I don't need all this stress. I'm a pregnant woman. My child is going to be born soon. Please have mercy. Please.
How about this? If you make sure that Nathan doesn't try and run away from all of this, I won't come after you and your baby.
What do you mean?
I want you to stay by Nathan's side and keep an eye on him. In other words, I want you to make sure he doesn't try and run away again. After all, someone who has run away once will likely try to run away again.
If I do that, you won't come after me, specifically? If I make sure that Nathan doesn't run away, will you promise to leave me and my baby alone?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. His little brother helped me out a lot over these past 7 years, so I'll continue to help Jake recover the money that his brother owes him. I won't push for anything more.
Thank you so much. All right, if you promise me, then I'll make sure that Nathan doesn't run away.
Okay, you can consider this a formal contract with me. But if he does try to run away, you better stop him and contact me immediately. Do you understand?
Of course. Leave everything to me.
As I expected, Nathan ended up trying to abandon Maria. But it seems like she caught him packing his bags to leave by himself. And when that happened, she contacted me immediately. Actually, to keep him from running away, I allowed them both to live in my old house. It was all part of my plan that he was too stupid to realize. I set up security cameras around the premises, and Jake confiscated Nathan's wallet, credit card, and smartphone. Because of that, Nathan decided to quit trying to run away and instead took on 2 jobs, one at a factory that his family runs and another at a private company. Now he works every day of the week with no breaks. At first, Maria took on part-time jobs to help with the payments, but she mentioned that a lot of people have been loaning Nathan money. And as such, his debt has been steadily increasing, so now she wants to divorce him as soon as she can. When she told me that, I could tell that she was in tears.
Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.
Karen, it's about time we separated. I want you to pack up all of your belongings and move out of my house as soon as possible. We will be wiping the slate clean concerning our talks of marriage as well.
Huh? Steven? What are you talking about? Is this some sort of prank?
I guess it's kinda out of the blue. No prank. I'm sorry. I've already made up my mind. I want to cancel our engagement. It's over. We're done. I want to forget about the whole thing. So just get the hell out of my sight already.
What do you mean you want me to get out of your sight? Did I do something to make you upset? Please, just tell me what happened to you.
I've caught on to your little scheme. You have nowhere else to hide. Karen, I heard that you married me solely for my money and status.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You only see me as an ATM for you to squeeze money out from whenever you want, right? To you, I'm just a guy who works at my parents' company. Those were the kind of things you were saying behind my back to all of your friends, right?
Who was saying those kinds of things? I never said anything like that. Someone must be spreading rumors about me.
It's too late for you to try to go back on your lies now. Nothing you say now will change my decision. I honestly didn't think you were that kind of woman. It seems that I was deceived by your little act.
I never once thought about you like that. I've always done everything I could to make you happy. Hey, this has got to be some kind of misunderstanding.
How can you possibly say this is a misunderstanding? How can you cheat so proudly and then say those kinds of things?
You're saying that I was cheating on you? I've never done anything of the sort.
You've been totally using me as an ATM for your own selfish purposes. And then you would spend that money with other men behind my back. You married me just because I happen to be the son of a wealthy man. You're just a gold digger. Wouldn't you say that means that you never had any love for me from the start?
I never said anything like that. Please, try to stay calm right now and think carefully about what you are saying. Do you really think I'm the kind of person who would do something like that?
No sob story that you come up with is going to work on me now. After all, my little sister, Angela, showed me plenty of evidence that revealed all of your adultery. It catches you red-handed with all types of men.
Your sister showed you some evidence? But how can something like that even exist? I didn't do anything of the sort.
Even if you won't admit to cheating on me, I simply can't trust you anymore. So, from this day onward, my engagement to you is off. Also, don't think I'll only be requesting damages for just the engagement breaking off.
You can't be serious about this. I can't believe this is happening. Please, you have to believe me. We've been together for years. You know me, don't you?
I thought I knew everything about you, but I guess I never knew your true colors. Don't show your face in front of me ever again, you gold-digging skank. I feel so relieved not having to marry a woman like you.
Hey, Angela. What is the meaning of this? Steven is acting totally crazy. What did you do? From how flustered you sound, I take it that you got dumped by my brother. So I guess you two aren't going to get married after all, huh? What a shame. Yeah, he just told me that the engagement was off. He even told me to never show my face to him ever again. I don't know what to do about this. Hooray! It looks like my plan turned out to be a huge success. I was always irritated at you for bothering my brother. And finally, I got rid of you once and for all. My brother deserves so much better than you. You say you came up with a plan. Care to explain what you were talking about? I wanted my brother to marry a well-behaved and proper woman. It would be a good match for our wealthy family. I mean, anything below our standards would be unacceptable. And a well-dispositioned beauty like me wants to have a suitable person marry into the family. You don't fit the criteria at all for being my sister-in-law. So I did everything I could to get rid of you.
I never knew you hated me. We always seemed to have gotten along throughout the years. So, you're telling me that you were always against our marriage from the very start?
Yep, that's it. But if I straight up oppose the marriage like an idiot, then my brother might resent me, right? That's why I hatched a genius plan to off the marriage.
Your brother said that you showed him evidence of me cheating on him. What exactly did you show him?
I made a photoshopped image with an AI program. AI apps are so awesome. Before you know it, you can make real-life looking images. You can hardly tell the difference between fiction and reality with this.
Are you kidding me? So you're telling me that Steven believed in a Photoshop image?
He was a little suspicious in the beginning, but he believed me after I showed him a lot of the photos. You would have to look at them real hard to find out that all those photos were phony. I guess you can say it's quantity over quality.
No way. I can't believe you would do such a thing.
My brother doesn't need a gold digger like you. I'm sure it was a shame for you, but you were so close to marrying into a wealthy family. And now you can stay a poor person for the rest of your life.
Angela, this is all a huge misunderstanding.
I didn't go out with him with any intention of getting his money.
Just how much of a disingenuous woman are you? You are just trying to cover up your own problems by using someone else's resources. Deep down inside, you wanted our fortune for your own family's company.
Huh? My family's company? What do they have to do with anything?
I had your family looked into for me by someone. The company that your parents run is steadily in danger of going in the red. So in order to not go down any further, you are aiming for my family's support by using my brother. Not so fast, missy.
No, you're wrong about all of this. It's true that my family's company has been losing sales lately. But that's a completely different issue altogether from what you are talking about. I had no intention of going after your money. I went out with Steven because I genuinely liked him. So please, tell him that this is a misunderstanding right now.
Not a chance in hell. Why would I, after all that trouble of having the marriage getting canceled go as planned? I never liked you anyway. So there's no way I'm going to correct the record.
No way. I can't believe this.
My brother told you to never show your face in front of him ever again, right? So then I'll be counting on you to never show up in front of me either. Ha! A low-class woman like you being married to my brother is absurd in and of itself. So you can just go run away and shut yourself in a hole somewhere far away. Oh, what will I do? I just can't stop laughing at what happened today. I never would have thought in a million years that we would run into each other at a job fair of all places.
I was also pretty surprised seeing you there as well. But thinking about it rationally, a huge job fair with thousands of people attending is an understandable place to run into someone. It was about that time for you to go looking for a job after all.
That's right. Since I'm going to be graduating from college later this year. Today, I went looking for a suitable company to work at.
But isn't it a bit weird for you to be job hunting now when your parents have their own business and a successful one at that? I would have thought you would have started working at your parents' company, since they would just let you in as opposed to having to go through the process of working at another company.
I want to be able to do things on my own merits rather than ask for the help of others. If I really wanted to rely on my wealthy parents, I would be able to find a place to work at easily, but this way, I can just find one by myself. And I would feel way more proud of myself for doing so.
That's a wonderful way of looking at things. I think that kind of challenge is very important for one's mental state. And the experience you get from dealing with others, rather than just being given rewards for nothing, is good for your growth.
It's because I am a young and bright person who is optimistic about the future. No matter what, I'll have a ton of opportunities to challenge myself. I'm not someone like you who is at their wits' end having their company going bankrupt.
I'm sorry?
The time when you broke up with my brother. Your family's company was in danger of going under. It finally went bankrupt, right? Aww. What a miserable life you have. Having to go find a new job out of desperation.
What are you talking about all of a sudden about me going bankrupt? My company isn't bankrupt.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's only barely keeping afloat, right? But it's only a matter of time until you go bankrupt. So you are taking the initiative to get a new job first.
Huh?
Aw, you could have received help financially from my family if you married my brother. Then your family's company could also get help, maybe. Too bad. You seem to have had a tough time since the marriage was called off.
And who do you think is at fault for the marriage being off? And there's no danger to our company going bankrupt anytime soon. Our family has managed to succeed in reorganizing our company structure. So I'm not here for a job hunt. I came to today's event as someone looking to hire new employees.
Huh? Is that so? I had no idea. That's so crazy!
We had the name of the company representative written down on a nameplate. Did you not notice the name written down?
I didn't see that at all. I thought you were just a pitiful old lady looking for a job and got mixed up with the new graduates.
Huh?
I didn't think you reorganized your company on your own merits. You're not too bad, surprisingly.
I appreciate the praise. Thanks to you, I was able to make time since I don't have to worry about marriage anymore. I've been able to make a fresh new start and put all of my effort into reorganizing my family's business. Thanks to that, now I have some free time. And this way, I was able to guarantee some new employees to hire.
I see. Then maybe I should go work for your company then, if you're so desperate for help. I bet it would flourish with me on board.
Huh? You want to come work at my company?
I looked at a bunch of companies, but I wasn't really impressed with any of the companies there, so I didn't feel like working at all. But working for your company sounds really interesting. I'll show you how competent I am, and then I'll drive you out of your own company.
What did you just say? Hold on a second. What are you talking about all of a sudden?
If I'm going to have to work anyway, then I want to have fun working with a goal in mind. So if I make a goal like, I will kick you out of the company because you piss me off, then I feel like I'll be able to work to my fullest potential.
What are you talking about, saying you will have a goal of driving me out? You must be out of your mind.
Don't you think it would be more interesting that way? I'll work my way up the ladder and I'll be your boss. And then I'll just drive you out of your own workplace. I made the marriage get canceled. And now I'll make you lose your job, too. In the very end, I get to make you as miserable as possible.
I reject your application, though.
Huh?
You're free to take me up if you please. It's up to you whether or not you want to apply to my company. But I'll refuse you, so there's no use in even bothering applying.
Don't screw around with me. Do you really think it's a good idea for someone like you to not hire me? You will miss out on so many opportunities for your company to grow. Your company will probably go in the red again without me.
You're free to apply to whatever company you wish. I'm not stopping you. No matter how great your GPA back in school was, and no matter how much wealth your family has, you can't change that rotten personality of yours. I don't believe that you are a person qualified for the position, so there's no room for argument that I will reject your application.
You'll no doubt regret it if you do that. I am a very outstanding person with a lot of credentials to my name. So you will definitely regret not hiring me.
No matter how outstanding or bright you may be, someone like you who is willing to break a marriage by fabricating photoshopped images has too much of a cowardly personality to be hired at my company. I have a feeling that you will only bring problems to my company if you get employed here.
Someone like you not hiring me makes my hair stand up on its end. Ugh. I should let my dad put some pressure on your parents to get them to cave. If we do that, your parents will hire me right away.
I hate to tell you this, but I'm the CEO of my company now. And you're not going to pressure me into doing anything. So you might as well give up now.
Huh? You're the CEO?
Yep, that's right. After we successfully reorganized our company, I inherited the position from my parents. And right now, I'm running it as the CEO. And my company has been doing better than ever.
You are the CEO? You can't be serious! When the hell did that happen? How can the woman who was dumped by my brother be the one to run a company?
The engagement breaking up and me being the CEO are two completely separate matters. I got the position about a year ago.
But a company requires an outstanding person to run it, right? And yet you are the one working as the CEO. How has your company not been completely destroyed by bankruptcy yet?
I'm pretty sure it's because I'm outstanding that we were able to reorganize the company in the first place. Are you so much of an idiot that you can't even understand that much?
This way, as the CEO myself, I was able to go participate in the job fair for the first time. But thanks to that, I was able to meet some wonderful people and acquire some great talent. I'm surprised even now that I had a reunion with you, but in a way, I learned a lot of good things from this. So thanks for showing me an example of a stupid new graduate student. Who are you calling a stupid new grad, you jerk? Stop screwing around with me! Who'd work for a company like yours anyway? I'll just go find a rival company to go work for. And then I'll drive your business to the point of bankruptcy. Oh no, what will I do now? I guess I'll just have to work even harder to make sure I don't go bankrupt. You should make sure that you work hard so you can get employed too. I hope you get to do your dream job at a rival company.
You're so amazing, Karen. I had no idea that you inherited your family's company. It looks like you were able to get your company working again. Moreover, you were successful in reorganizing the company. Or rather, I heard you expanded your business.
What's with you all of a sudden? Didn't you say that you didn't want to see my face again? So put your money where your mouth is and don't WhatsApp me then.
Don't say something so cruel like that. We haven't seen each other in so long, so we should chat for a little bit. You seem to be doing very well for yourself. Good for you! It's because of that I've been able to see you in a more positive light. I didn't know you were such a wonderful woman. Hey, Karen. Won't you please be my wife? Let's start back where we were 3 years ago.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm really sorry about what happened that day 3 years ago. I just got so angry, and without even thinking, I ended up breaking off the engagement. Whenever I think about it nowadays with a clear mind, I realize that you're not the type of girl to cheat on someone. I've always had regrets about the fact that I didn't trust you back then.
It's a bit too late for you to say that. You should have apologized a long time ago. I've already lost all my love and affection for you, so I'm definitely not going to marry you. I've also been so preoccupied with my job lately that I don't have any time to think about things like that.
Please don't say things like that. Come on, let's start over again. It's been 3 years since you last heard from me. Aren't you actually happy deep down inside to see me again? Didn't your heart skip a beat when you saw my name appear on your chat screen? You should be true to your own heart and marry me.
It's true. My heart did start beating faster when I saw your name.
Right. I thought so. You still love me so much. You must still have some lingering regrets for me till this day.
Yeah, I've always had some lingering regrets left since then. Like why I didn't request money for damages at the time.
Huh? What do you mean, money for damages?
The time limit for suing in civil court is 3 years, apparently. That time limit is steadily approaching. So I've always had some lingering regrets about not taking you to court.
Hey, hold on a second. What do you mean you want money? We didn't even get married. What did I do to deserve this?
Don't pretend like you don't know what I'm referring to. Did you think I still wouldn't know after all this time? After I got dumped by you, I hired a private investigator to look into what had happened back then. I was quick to figure out everything that you were doing behind my back. You weren't just tricked into breaking up with me by your stupid sister. You were cheating on me the whole time. I've got to give it to you. You had me fooled. That was all an act, right? You knew the truth all along. I didn't cheat on you. You cheated on me. And then, in order to move on from me to her, you tried to make it all my fault, framing me for cheating, and then you dumped me.
What?
You're absolutely disgusting, you know that? I can't believe you could do something like that to your fiancé. It's despicable. I actually felt bad because I thought you believed I cheated on you. When the investigator told me the truth, I was floored.
That's not true at all, Karen. I wasn't cheating on you. I was just playing around. I wasn't taking advantage of our breakup at all. Besides, I broke up with her right afterwards.
I don't want to see your face ever again. But actually, I have one more thing left to deal with. I didn't request any money for damages until now. But now that you contacted me, I can feel all the anger boiling up. I've decided that I finally had enough with your antics. It's probably some kind of fate that this happened just barely before the time limit expired. Now that it's come to this, I'm definitely going to sue you for everything I can. All the cancellation fees and the mental suffering you caused me.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I'm being absolutely serious about this. You better prepare yourself for the worst. You better get the best lawyers that you can find.
Wait. Just hold on a second. I gave you $500 when I told you the engagement is over. Shouldn't that have been enough to cover any fees? Can't we call it even with this? There's no need to bring money into this.
Are you being serious? That doesn't even begin to cover the costs. And you know what? I even went to pawn my engagement ring to pay for it. Do you know what they told me? It was fake. Not even zirconia. Freaking glass. So that didn't work.
That's right. That time I was lacking money, so I proposed to you with a fake ring. It was a real bad time for me, and I wasn't able to rely on my parents for help back then.
But now you have some money to play around with, right? I've heard that, as always, you were comfortably working at your parents' company.
There's no way I would have any money to spare. I've already quit the job I had at my parents' company. Or, rather, I was fired from it.
Huh? Is that so? How did you manage to get fired from your own family's company?
Well, I got a little too involved with a female coworker and she got a little angry. So, yeah. She complained to the upper management, and when my parents tried to cover it up, she threatened to press charges on their company. She then threatened to press charges on their company, and, well, they of course couldn't cover for me anymore, so I got fired.
I didn't know you had such an addiction to women. Sounds to me like you have a problem. It looks like you never learned your lesson from your affair all those years ago. It looks like I dodged a bullet there when you dumped me back then. I'm thankful from the bottom of my heart that I'm not married to you.
Hey, Karen. If we can't make up, then I'll leave you alone. But in exchange, do you think you can hire me at your company? The thing is, it's a problem that I don't have another job ready at the moment. I can't rely on my parents anymore either, so...
Of course, I'll reject your application as well. Who would think of hiring a guy like you? All you would do is cause trouble for my company. You've pissed me off at every turn possible. And you've done nothing to try to make up for it. So hurry up and just pay the settlement money already. Miss Karen! It looks like I'll go work for you after all. So you better hire me right this instant. Now what? Didn't you get hired at a rival company? What possible reason do you have to talk to me for? Just hire me already! Didn't I just say I'll go work for you? You should be glad to hire someone as talented as me. I'll make sure your company becomes the best one ever. Are you by chance still having trouble finding a job even after all this time? What's that supposed to mean? I thought that most people would be able to get one after 3 months. But perhaps you haven't been able to get employed for this whole year? Why else would you be talking to me right now? Shut up! It's not that I wasn't employed. It's that I made a decision that I wouldn't be employed. Huh? There are no companies out there that were able to fit my standards. So, to make it so that I wouldn't carelessly get hired, I turned every single one of those companies down. I thought if I did that, I could always get unofficial offers from better companies. Then just do it. It's pretty risky for one to not get a job for over 3 months. If you don't get one soon, then people will start to think you're a deadbeat. That's why I said it would be good to work for your company. Hire me right this instant. If you were to hire me, then you might be able to receive financial help from my family. I reject any kind of spoiled little brat that tries to worm their way into my company. Well then, have a good day. Huh? Hey, wait just a minute. You reject me? You mean you won't employ me?
There's no way I would. Not with a troublemaker like you. There are already rumors about you that have been spreading around throughout the industry. You've been blacklisted from all kinds of companies due to your arrogant attitude. Since there are rumors that are making the rounds about a pair of arrogant siblings to watch out for.
You're telling me there are rumors of a pair of arrogant siblings? Who did you hear that from?
Your brother also still hasn't gotten a job as well. You two really are alike, you know. Both of you came to me begging for a job at my company.
Huh? My brother also asked you for a job?
Naturally, I refused to hire him just like how I denied you as well. Who would think about hiring a pair of troublesome siblings like you anyway? You should be serious about your job hunting instead of sitting around at your wealthy parents' house. If you don't, then next time you will be called a couple of deadbeat siblings mooching off your own parents' fortune. Right after that, I heard that Angela had begged her parents for any job at their company. She made it a point to say she was willing to start at the bottom. But they refused, saying, "Aren't you the one who said that you wanted to try get a job on your own merits?" In the end, she ended up working a part-time job at a call center. And as for Steven, ever since then, he was actually pretty persistent in contacting me over and over.
Please hire me. Or do you think that you can reconcile with me?
Of course, it got on my nerves, and so I decided to report everything he said to me to his parents. In the end, it seems that Steven had to announce that he had officially severed ties with his parents. And in addition, it further seemed that his parents had clearly told him he will be getting absolutely nothing from their inheritance. I believe they said it was punishment for his bad behavior causing a ton of problems for their family and having to deal with the embarrassment and the aftermath of his actions. They said their company was their baby now, and they'll be using all their assets on its growth, not their conniving son and daughter. Steven then spent the next few years looking for a new place to work. I have been too busy with managing my company to really care what happened to him after that. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button.